today I'm going to be showing you just how much beach can be exposed when the tide goes out, but then we are going to be zooming right down to the sand itself to show you just how much hidden life on that beach there is. So join me for today's rock pooling vlog. Hi everyone, and welcome to this ridiculously glorious day. Yet again, my heart is very, very happy because we are back at a beach. We're outside, and unlike the other times where it's been super windy, this day is absolutely blooming glorious. And look at the sun, and it's only not even 9 o'clock in the morning, so it's going to be a scorcher. These are the usual rocks that we rock pool at. If you haven't seen those videos of Sheppey, then those rocks are kind of where we look for marine creatures. But today the tide is much lower. As you can see, we've still got not much left, but I am intrigued to see the view of my island when the tide is out, because you can normally see really far. So I'm gonna go and check. The water temperature has changed. I have officially made it to the edge of the sea, and are you ready to see just how much land is exposed at low tide? How much area of exploration of marine wonder is ready for you to see when the tide goes out, or when the tide retreats, which is my documentary series, which is linked up above, and you can check that out because it's very good. Okay, ready? So there's some oil rigs and there's some docks, and this little building here is like Tesco's, and that's like the bottom end of the entire island. So like after the oil rigs, it goes round the corner, and then from this end you've got a lot of like muddy clay cliffs. Cutting in here to say that that point there is 8 miles from the other point at the end, so you can see 8 whole miles of coastline when you walk just this far back on the beach, and that is beautiful. Has anyone else grown up on a beach that's sandy and found like tyres there, and then always have to go explore because that is where most of the marine life that you find is? But recently, like, it's a tyre of disappointment. I've literally, usually if you do this on a tyre, you just hear from the hundreds of crabs that usually live in it. Apparently not today. I did find some really beautiful hydroids washed up though. These are basically, well, in some cases they are baby jellyfish, and you see those little points at the end, they kind of look like baby upside down kind of jellyfish, and that's sometimes how jellyfish reproduce. They kind of bud off of the end, and they're just really dainty and really gorgeous creatures. Brittle stars also live on sandy shores, and this one I found chomping down on some lovely sand. You can see it sorting out the particles there and picking things up from the sand and moving it towards its mouth, which was really quite incredible to witness and watch. And it just seems like a really complicated way to eat as well. I don't know if I could control trying to eat with, 200 tiny hands. these little marks next to this barnacle are actually the back plates, so kind of like the bums of old barnacles. And different species have different ways of growing. So some of them grow and they don't have anything at the bottom, they'll just grow straight on. Like if you just some have it so that they also grow a black back plate, and when they fall off they often leave this back plate, it stays on there and doesn't come off. And so it's one of the identifying features of barnacles is to tell whether if you knock one off they have this back plate or not. Have you ever been walking along a sandy shore and you just see these tiny little glimpses of things darting away and then you can never find what it was? Well, this has been my struggle with filming stuff on the sandy shore. This footage is actually in high speed. It is 32 times slower than normal, and you can see that even at this speed the fish and shrimp that are darting around are still moving so fast. But I stuck with it, and a couple of tides it took me to finally on this rock pooling trip get the knack and get some great footage of the species that dart away. So for the rest of this video, why not play a little game of can you spot the species, because they are so unbelievably well camouflaged that even when I was editing this, I have to be honest, sometimes I took a while and I had to watch it a couple of times to work out what I had even tried to film. So I'm very excited for you to see just how much life will be in that massive shore, because so much life is just hidden that you can't even see, that there must just be hundreds of thousands of these tiny little life things on the beach. Okay, so this green thing swimming around is an amphipod. I didn't actually manage to get a close-up thing of that. That is as close as we're going to get in this video. But that is a big green amphipod swimming around, and they often like to find mates. And did you notice, did you spot the little crab running in the corner? If not, go back and watch that bit. There was a little crab running in the corner. Now, can you spot the fish that decided to hide in plain sight right next to my trainer? If not, don't worry, this is a bit of a better video of what these gorgeous sand gobies look like. Look at how well camouflaged they are. This juvenile sand goby is gorgeous. And so is this one. This next species coming up is one of my favourite things to film, because I didn't actually know they existed kind of before filming this, because they are such good camouflages that I hadn't really ever seen them before and just assumed that it would be a tiny fish. This is a brown shrimp, and they have the cutest little eyes on the top of their head, but look at them, they just look like sand. And they like to bury themselves in it. As the only time I saw this one is I saw this little feelers sticking around, but look, he's buried himself half in the sand, and you can just see his two little eyes on top of his head and his mouth. And isn't that just incredible? Look at those little eyes, oh my goodness. Much for watching today's video. I really enjoyed this session, and if you enjoyed watching it, then make sure to subscribe, like and comment below your favourite part to help support me and my channel. I will catch you back next week with another video. Bye everyone.